Liberia is one of the richest countries in the world, and that's because of our forests. Let's protect our forest so that it protects us. Our forest brings development. It promotes sustainable livelihoods for our youth and women and makes the tourists to come and see what we have. They come to see our animals, our beautiful beaches and waterways. Let's keep our forests alive so that we benefit forever and ever.
Good afternoon and a pleasant welcome to another interesting edition of the program Forest Hour on OKFM 99.5. We are here every Thursday 4 to 5 o'clock. Let me say Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you, our valuable listeners here, there, and yonder. Today is the 8th day of January 2026, and we're welcoming you again today. My name is Matthias Labindi. I'm here with my colleague Joy Madiemo. The program is brought to you by the Liberia Forest Media Watch with sponsorship from the European Union through the French Development Agency. And Simempo in Finland. And that's right, we should take good care of the forest. We should take very good care of our forest, because if we don't, it is going to affect us in the long run. It is going to affect generation to come. I don't know whether some of you, we are noticing something lately. The issue of climate change, where you see rain is falling in January. Imagine that. The cloud is dark, things are happening. So, I mean, it's something that we need to consider, that whatever we do with our forest, we need to do it in a way that we protect it. And in protecting it, we also need to protect the species that are in the forest. And one of the things, in talking about the species, we are talking today about the wildlife. Wildlife are very precious to us. They are very, very good to us. And so it is good that we protect them. And in protecting the wildlife, there are laws. In fact, Liberia has a law, a wildlife law. So we're going to be talking about that, as we're going to be looking at what the wildlife law says specifically when it comes to the protection of wildlife. And also, the reason why we're bringing about the protection of wildlife is because we've done a publication. I don't know whether you are a subscriber of the Rural Reporters News Network page, website. Yes, it's RRNN. That's our own website. It's controlled by us, the Rural Reporters News Network. We've published that story on the Rural Reporters News Network, and it is basically about a group of men. 8 of them have been arrested so far. We have published the story. They have been arrested. Why have they been arrested? They've been arrested because they hunted, killed, butchered, and engaged into the illegal trade of the elephant meat in Gbapolo County. So report have it that 8 of them have been arrested for engaging into that. But before we get into the depth of the story, and also contact our reporter in Bomi County who reported the story, who followed the story and brought it live to us, that we've published it. Joy is going to give us what she normally does here on the show every time. Ernest Kwehe Mueba is on a standby from Bomi County to participate on the program this afternoon. Good afternoon, Joy.
Good afternoon, Matthias Labendi. Good afternoon to the listeners out there. Happy New Year again.
Yeah.
Yes,
many happy returns.
So, as usual, we have the Alternative Youth Radio in Sosalofa County, Voice of Bapalo in Bopolo City, Liberty Radio in Greenville, Sano County, Radio Halengi that is in Golahon District, Riverside Broadcasting Service in Riverside County, Top FM in Zweju, Grand Jide County, Voice of River G that is in the River G County. So I have a tip, Matthias Labendi. It's actually about the National Wildlife Conservation and Protected Area Management Law from the 2016. So in section 612 of this law, this is my tip. Yes, I'm going to use that. It says that the authority shall ensure the protection of all wildlife species, known and unknown, as part of an important natural heritage and a symbol of significance to the cultural values of the communities surrounding the protected areas, forest edge, and the corridors joining key wildlife protected areas. In other words, we, the people, or the FDA, the Forestry Development Authority, should protect all of the wildlife animals that we have. We don't have all of those animals right now in the world, but we have very important ones. Like the story we're about to discuss right now, we have elephants, but they are very hard to see in our various forests. So we have the elephant, and they're saying that in this law, the Liberia National Wildlife Law, it says that we should protect the elephants. In fact, before you even touch these wildlife, the FDA should give you the authority to do so, because these are very important animals that they should not be taken for granted. We have the chimpanzee. You don't just catch them and kill them at will. These are things that you should take time. Not take time, sir. You need the go ahead to do so. And they are not for eating. We get plenty of things then to eat in the country in Matthias. There are so many things that the forest providing us with for food. We have so many things that we can eat, that we can nourish ourselves with. And why should these wildlife, these important, in fact, these are things that we don't even have like that. Why should they be targeted?
I like your I like your tip. A very smart one. At that
I studied from you.
You quickly went for the law, because we're about to talk about how an endangered species have been killed by some people, and they've been arrested for that action. And I'm very sure many people are going to follow suit. But let me just inform you, our valuable listeners, this is a new year, and a lot of good things are coming from the Liberia Forest Media Watch. Today, for the first time, we are streaming live on our page, the Liberia Forest Media Watch page. We're streaming live on the page, so follow us there as well. But as always, OKFM is also streaming live. OKFM and TV is streaming live. So this is a way of, because we're more concerned about people getting the information about natural resources in Liberia, most especially the forest.
Right.
So we are finding more platforms to ensure that people get connected to it. But let's get into it. Before we in fact call our contact there in Bomi County, Mr. Ernest Behi Mweba. Let us first of all look at the article he wrote.
All right.
Let's look at the article he wrote. It's not too long. It's brief, so we can read it. Let's read the article. It says, Sando Village. The village in Gbapolo is called Sando Village, Gbapolo County. Shock and anger have swept through Gbapolo after an African forest elephant, a globally recognized endangered species, was hunted, killed, and consumed in Sando Village. The disclosure was made to Rural Reporter News Network by Collie Bono, Regional Forester for Region 1 of the Forestry Development Authority, FDA, in Bomi County. The regional forester said 8 suspects have already been arrested by the authority. He says here, this is not just a wildlife crime. It is an assault on our national heritage. These animals are protected by law, and anyone who hunts or trades them must face justice. There's a friend of mine that usually jokes me, he says, Matthias, whenever you travel, bring me dry meat. And I usually say to her, you want to cost me my job.
Yeah.
And you want to cost me my relationship with international partners. So Bono confirmed that FDA officers arrested the suspects who are now detained at the Tottenberg police station, where they are being charged with illegal killing and possession of protected wildlife. During our preliminary investigation, the suspects denied involvement. However, one admitted seeing the elephant on his farm, but after engaging local leaders and residents, evidence points to the group as the hunters who killed the animal, Mr. Bono revealed. Those arrested, according to Bono, are Sonny Weni, Junior Kole, Francis Boema, Lasana Sise, Musa Kamara, Sando Colley, Massa Dukle, and Alfred B. Masakwe. I'm wondering what Massa was doing there. Is she the one that sold it? I don't know. All 8 suspects were directly linked by community testimonies after and FDA filed or field intelligence. Sorry, they hunted the elephant, butchered it, and entered the illegal trade of the meat. Bono disclosed. Bono further alleged that Bapolu County Senator Boto Kane was among those who purchased elephant meat from the suspects. This is an FDA official or agent, regional commander or director there in Bapolu County, accusing the Senator Boto Kane. We trace buyers through community leads, and the senator's name surfaced among those who bought the meat. This demands a broader investigation. When contacted, Senator Kane declined to respond to RRNN inquiry of her involvement, saying, "I am currently in a meeting and cannot speak to the allegations." All suspects are expected to be transferred to the Bopolu Court. Bopolu City Court, Bono confirmed, adding that the case will be heard at the Bopolu City Court. All 8 suspects remain in custody and will soon be forwarded to the Bopolu City Court. Chapter 9, Section 9.2 B, I, and D.I. of the National Forest Reform Law of 2006 explicitly forbids the killing, hunting, trading, or possession of protected species. Additionally, Chapter 9, Section 9.2.12 B, I, and D.I. of the National Forest Reform Law of 2006 of Liberia forbid the killing, hunting, trading, or being in possession of protected species. I think, first of all, the FDA should contact the office. Should contact the senator of Bapolu County, Senator Boto Kane. All right, the FDA should contact her. The investigation should not just focus on the it should not just focus on the what should I call it? The individuals that they claim are suspects of the killing of the elephants.
Right.
Killing and sale of the elephant meat. When the big person name is mentioned in such a matter too, it is important that that person too is investigated. Let's do the right thing, because we killed an animal.
Not just an animal.
Yes, it's a very precious one at that.
Very precious one.
Very precious animal was killed, and investigation have been conducted. And maybe the information reached the senator. We are not confirming that the information that's provided by the suspects to our reporter in the county are true. But what we are saying is that the situation it must be investigated. Once her name is mentioned, the senator's name is mentioned, she should also be invited, or they should pay her a visit.
Yes.
At her office.
Answer questions.
Answer questions, and also there should be some investigation around her, people connected to her. Also,
Right.
it could be that there's a business she's running somewhere or so, and she may have transferred the meat to that area, and so
That came to my mind.
right.
Why would they lie on her?
Well, let us, in fact, in the first place, I personally don't want to make it, like a Boto Kane, situation.
Right.
But a big name is mentioned in
Right.
the news. Big names
Call
make the
attention.
news.
Right.
So these guys, for them, we all would tell quickly here that when you open your lands, you hear that the guys are already guilty.
Yeah.
Many people say that they are already guilty because, first of all, they are ordinary people.
Of course.
These are just, they may be seeing in the eyes of some people that they are just mere hunters.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that kill the animal. But how about the person that may have allegedly purchased the chunk of the animal, of the meat?
Right.
All right. Maybe, just maybe. She could not respond to the allegation when she was contacted. But we hope that the FDA can get into the case. But Joy, kindly get back to that your tape. There's something I want to get from there.
Okay.
All right. Even though the forest reform law mentions something about the issue of the protection of wildlife and so, but there's something you mentioned from the wildlife law. There's a specific law also that
Right.
protects wildlife, right?
So this is a primary law.
Right.
It's a National Wildlife Conservation and Protected Area Management Law of 2016. Section 612. It states that the authority shall ensure the protection of all wildlife species, known and unknown, as part of an important natural heritage. Wow. And a symbol of significance to the cultural values of the communities surrounding the protected areas, forest edge, and the corridors joining key wildlife protected areas, Matthias.
So one of the things that we are really good at is that we're very good at crafting laws. All right.
Oh, yes,
very
we
very
are.
good at one of the instruments, the legal instruments that I have read repeatedly, and I love the way it is crafted. It is the code of conduct. If you've read the code of conduct, you will come to understand that the president should declare gifts given to him. All right. That's how beautiful that law. That's just one example I can give you.
Okay.
All right. That's how beautiful it is. The president travel. Say he went to China, he went to America and and somebody, because that trip that was made was an official trip on behalf of the country, and not because he traveled there, but it's because he's president of a nation, and then they gave him maybe one iPhone, two iPhone. That is more than $500.
Right.
I think it's something around when the gift is above a certain amount. Maybe the exact amount is not mentioned there, but once you're giving gifts, your own official duty, you must declare to the country
Right.
that I went to China and I got some items. But
Yeah.
the items I got, my partners, my Chinese counterparts say the iPhones that were given to me, they were mine personally. So I'm just declaring to let
Yeah.
you know.
That
the people,
these are my phones that was
exactly
given,
given to me because I work for you people. So I'm giving this analogy to say that as beautiful as these laws are, there is a weakness in implementation of the
Right.
laws. Either because the people do not have alternative livelihoods, they struggle with alternative livelihoods. Because one argument right now, I'm very sure somebody will confirm this when the lines are open. We'll say, Matthias, all the time the elephants were destroying the people farms. The
Somebody
people-
mentioned it right in the office.
all right, yeah. Somebody, yeah, exactly. We're coming. One of our colleagues just joke
Yes.
us and say, "Boy, the elephant can be chasing the people from their farms. You can report it. We do report it. All right."
And the elephants, they will not come to destroy the people farm if they don't feel threatened, Matthias.
Absolutely.
You went into these animals' territory. The last time you mentioned it,
Right.
if you go into the deep forest, you don't carry paper or you don't carry biscuit.
Anything that comes from that
Outside
is
of the
used
farm.
by humans.
Yes,
You don't,
they
you don't,
will
you don't
know.
leave it there.
They will know that this area is being tampered with.
Yeah,
so
somebody's
definitely,
there.
if you go and disturb them, they will definitely come and reciprocate what you went to do there.
So yes, so that's it. And the last time the managing director was invited, so the lawmakers, the senators were asking him, "Are you saying that you as FDA, you are more interested in protecting the animals and the forest than the people?" Because the argument, this is one thing that people will always say, and they may be right in certain way, that, okay, the FDA too should exert efforts to ensure that these elephants stay in their domains.
Right.
But here is the FDA's problem. FDA has about 100 rangers in the whole country.
Less
So,
than that.
so even Bapolu alone can absorb all of the 100 rangers in order to provide real, serious protection to the forest.
Right.
So there are many challenges. But with all that, it does not mean that after all the efforts we are making, we are like the voices in the wilderness.
Right.
We are hammering the messages, different messages, taking it from different angles, and we're saying to the people, this is not the way to go.
Right.
Now we are teaching the people about agro or forestry or agro farming.
Right.
All right. So you're doing agro farming. It will help you to keep your trees standing without cutting them down. Joe, when I get married, that's how I'm going to be raising my hand on the camera. I just did it just now, and I thought about it.
Right. So
Right.
you know, Matthias, I think after
Betty's
they
laughing.
arrested.
I like this part about me. I'm talking to something very serious and cheer somebody up. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wahala. I'll get there one day.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
you know, but on a serious note, we're going to get to Ernest shortly. Yeah.
Yeah, before we get to Ernest Matthias, I think the people arrested, they should be questioned, not just about, is it true you killed the elephant? Is it true you butchered it and sold it out and blah, blah, blah. I think there should be some deep questions asked. Questions like, why? Why? Why did you kill it? You know, you don't know what in people's mind that they want to express. There are so many things they want to say out. I think those are some of the questions that why?
Why? Well, so maybe, you know, I don't want to think for them, but
Don't
this
think for
is
them.
not the first time elephants have been coming closer to your areas. You've chased them away, you let them go, and so on. But why this time? And I like that.
Why?
Yeah. Why this time? Why this time?
You could have called a ranger or somebody to at least chase it out. Or try, if you could catch the elephant, right, and just put it in your little backyard and call one or two people to come in. Probably take it away to where it belongs. But the fact that you want it, elephant meat sweet from the look of things, I'm just asking.
Who's going to confirm that?
They.
Who's going to confirm that?
Right.
I mean, you want me to say yes and say, well, Matthias is eating elephant. Where and how?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and you mentioned something about questions being asked to the FDA managing director,
Right.
concerning the people being him protecting the wildlife more than the people.
Right.
I think it's like this, right? These animals, they are not nosy. They will not come to your end if you don't go to their end. So I think, in other words, what he meant was we should just keep them to their side and not try to tamper with them. And as long as it is done that way, I assure you the people will be protected.
And another thing too, another argument the senators were raising against, you know, with the managing director is that, so you mean to say this forest that our people have hunted in many times, and so they should not venture into it? Joy, this is a very complicated, you know, situation for us as a nation. It is a complicated situation as a people, because why it's complicated? We advocating for the protection of the forest, for the protection of wildlife, and other people are saying, but what are these people saying to us? You mean to tell me I'm not going to go into the bush and go hunt?
It
You mean to
depends
tell
on
me I'm
what
not-
you're going to hunt.
So you see, this is where the problem comes in, and our colleague is on the line already. I'm going to put him through shortly. This is where the problem comes in. This guy goes to the forest. He's been looking for groundhog all through. He didn't see it. Then he saw antelope. Antelope is not in danger. But then he saw another animal that's much more bigger than that. So, but why not? Like, I mean, I'm a hunter after all. I got to get out of the bush. This forest was something. So it's a difficult thing for you to expect this man to roam about in the forest, not picking and choosing among which animal to kill.
It depends.
But I mean, meaning the rangers should be with them and tell you, because one of the things that happened to the people say these animals, they are not currently, the FDA has not succeeded in getting them into a particular area.
Okay.
All right, there's a way that is done. But like we said, 100 rangers in the whole country, how are you going to get them? There's a way you can take them. You remember the story of a lady that saw
Erase the
a
snake.
pattern. Yeah, that raised the pattern.
Right.
All right. She saw the egg.
Oh, she was raising our sisters.
Oh, women are snakes. Joy, you crazy. So you see, so she saw the egg, took the egg, carried somewhere, hashed
Right.
it, made it to become a little bit strong, and took it back
Back
to the forest. Anyway, let Ernest tell his story. I mean, the story, we've gotten so much involved with the story to an extent that Ernest Kpehe Mweba represents Liberia Forest Media Watch there in Western Liberia. And when I say Western Liberia, Ernest does not just report from Bomi County, but he also brings us interesting stories from Cape Mount and Bapolo counties. So I can say he's the here, there, and yonder reporter. Ernest, welcome.
Matthias, I'd like to say good evening to you and Joy. I'd like to say happy New Year.
Many happy
New
returns,
Year
brother.
to you too.
Welcome. How are you today?
Well, I'm grateful that we are once more again live strong and being counted among the healthy people that made it to 2026. I'm grateful.
Yeah, I was healthy from January 1 to 7, except today. I'm not healthy today because my head is hurting. You know, one of our family members who advocate for all of the time have been killed by some of your people there in Western Liberia. Were you able to meet these people, first of all? Were you able to see the people that were arrested?
Yes, definitely. I did. In fact, I did conducted interview as well with them. As
With
it
the
relates to
suspects?
the situation that happened. Say that?
With the suspects?
Yes, the suspect.
Are they
I spoke with
actually hunters? Because I want you to background a little bit, but I want to ask some specifics,
Yes.
right? Are they actually
Yes,
hunters,
yes.
or they are just guys that saw the advantage, the opportunity, and took advantage of it and said, "But this elephant, we can tackle it and kill it."
Of the 8 suspects,
Right.
7 of them are hunters. I mean, we are hunters.
Recognized
For
hunters in the
position
area.
of that. Say that?
Recognized hunters in the area.
Yes, well recognized hunter in the area. They are hunters, except for the town chief, who also once in a while go along with them as a helper to the hunters. But 7 of them who were arrested are hunters in the forest.
What is
And they
what is
live in
Massa?
Bapolo County.
What is Massa? Why was Massa Dukley arrested?
So Massa was the female that did the apportioning of the elephant meat after it was butchered.
So
was
she
then
shared it.
told to
She,
price
I guess was right.
no wait. She shared the meat with the
Yes.
hunters. Among the hunters, I mean.
Yes, she was there to price the elephant meat.
There you go.
As
Now
it
you're
was
telling me.
butchered.
Now you're telling me because when I saw Massa, there's only one thing I could think of that she probably helped in selling the meat. How then did the senator name get involved? That who's one of the suspects that mentioned her name? Is it Massa that said she sold some of the meat to the senator Botokane?
It was not Massa that mentioned that. It was through the interview. The main suspect, the key hunter, his name is Jonathan. I'm trying to get it straight. Jonathan Francis. He's
Okay.
the main suspect. The head hunter who we see as the big man. He was the one that disclosed that upon killing the elephant, they had to apportionately price it. He disclosed that to the regional forest guy who is Kwali Buna,
Yeah.
who had an extensive conversation with him. And he said that part of the people who bought the elephant meat involved the senator, Boto Kane.
Ernest, I want you to paint a picture of the reaction of the people, those ones that understand that these species should be protected. Because the opening of your story, you started the story with agony. You said, Sando Village, Bapolo County, shock and anger. has swept through Bapolo after an African forest elephant, a globally recognized endangered species, was hunted, killed, and consumed in Sando village. Now, shock and anger. This is quite emotional. Why did you write that paragraph? What did you see? Now let my viewers, let the viewers of this show, let the listeners also take a mental flight to where you travel and saw the action.
So those who expressed shock as the story was written were the ones that understand keenly the forest law of our country. Many a times they have provided information of awareness as to the endangered or protected species into the forest. So to hearing that a protected species, now we call elephant meat, was killed, not just killed, but was butchered, not just butchered, but was sold, and not just sold, was eaten as well, it became a shock for them after having provided a series of awarenesses on the protection of these endangered species. The anger came about with another group of people who have said that many of times they reported about elephants spoiling their crops, attacking their villages, getting people hurt. In fact, it even happened, they made reference to Grand Cape Mount County, one of their colleagues, in late 2025, died because of an elephant hit. So they expressed anger as well. Why? They have reported all of their farms have been destroyed by elephants. The forester, the FD authorities, the government of Liberia have not come out. The government of Liberia have not come out to address their concerns. But now they have heard that an elephant was killed, butchered, sold, and eaten. It became a major reaction of the two groups of people in the Sando village in Bapolo County.
Tell me about the lifestyle of the people of that town, of that village. What do they do? What are they involved with?
Farming, mostly farming. The burning of charcoal, the hunting of bush meat, mostly farming. They carry out several different kinds of farming. They burn charcoal, they carry on hunting, they do this mixed vegetable or subsistence farming as a means of livelihood. That's their major source of income in a part of Bapolo County, Bapolo District, Sando Village.
So now, what you're saying to me is that these people, except now that we are talking about the killing of an endangered species, but we probably do not know whether they killed animals there on a daily, because that's their way of life.
Right.
So, what has been a design in that part of Bapolo County is that you have the community forest where they are allowed to go and hunt, where they are allowed to go to fair trees as well, to carry out some of the process of charcoal burning. They have the protected areas where they are not allowed to go. So sometimes, people always carry out some violations as well. You always have people who violate the rules. So most time they will go into the community forest where when the forest guys are around, they will not tamper with the protected areas. Once they have a little chance at times, so definitely they will go into the protected area to hunt. But this is what happened, Matthias. They did not go into the protected area when they killed the elephant. According to our preliminary investigation on account of Jonathan, who said that when he went on his farm where he planted cassava, he planted other crops, he saw this elephant lying down in the middle of his farm. Not once, not twice, not thrice. So this time around on a Sunday, he went and met the elephant again on his farm. So it became anger to him. So he went back to his other code. He said, this time around, we have talked, nothing is happening, and my farm is being destroyed by the elephant. We must take an action. That's how they group themselves, group of hunter, and went about. carry on their normal tactics, what they do.
So Ernest, quickly, you're saying to me that this guy and this elephant, they've had interaction not once, not twice, not thrice, but what has been his actions during these periods when the elephant was visiting his farm? Has he been reporting to the FDA, to the regional office there, or the town chief? Also,
and this is what he said. He has reported on several occasions, even to their town chief, the forest guards that are there, the eco guards as well. He has reported the situation. In fact, he said he even took photo of his damaged farm as well, reported it to the relevant authority a couple of times in 2025. So this time it was like probably he has exercised all amount of patience according to him. So this time around, when he saw the elephant on his farm again, he had no other alternative but to call his guys, his colleagues, his colleague hunters, and they went and prepared to do what they did.
So Mweba, this elephant, this farmer, I know many other farmers are there. Is there
How big is the elephant?
Okay, yeah, right. Has there been any compensation given to them? Whether by some NGOs, because these people, they put in so much effort making these farms, and when the elephants come and destroy them, and they bring these complaints to the relevant authorities, do they get some compensation? Say, we don't have the money, but we're going to give you some seedlings to replant or so on, provided just based on what the elephant ate. And while you responding to that, could you just but anyway, did you see the elephant while you're doing that? Did you see the elephant? Because I want to know the size.
Yes,
How can I ask you for the size when the elephant or the pusher? I mean, that's an interesting.
It was quite unfortunate when we received the information. The elephant was already butchered and put into portions that was already on the process of selling already.
Did you see somebody meat? Did you see somebody meat?
Yes.
In large quantity?
Yes, that is in the possession of the regional forester that is Kolibuna currently in Bomi County. Is the elephant score, portion of the score into two pieces that you see published there. That photo was taken right with me when I went to him as the regional forester to talk about that. He took as an estimate and evidence and part of the elephant with the flesh as well that you see now.
Yeah.
That was already burned. It got dried as a matter of fact. So I took that photo as well, but I did not see the entire body because it was already sold out upon getting the information before the arrest.
So the guys that were arrested, did they state what day and date this elephant was killed?
So on today, they began their investigation at the Bopolu police station. For the record, it happened in the jurisdiction of Bopolu territory. So by law, Tottenham legal authority could not probe into the investigation. So they did a transfer of the 8 suspects from Tottenham. Currently, they are in Bopolu City at the Bopolu police station. So we managed to speak with the regional forester who gave us an update later this morning that investigation has started. And in fact, additional 2 persons of interest were also invited at the police station today for statement. But this is a situation, Matthias, like we said, that the laws, like we spoke with a few other citizens of the town, they are very good laws, very, very good laws for our forests, for our wildlife. And the regional forester have said also that regardless of the violation of the elephant damage you find, it doesn't give anybody right
absolutely
to kill a protected species or an endangered species.
So that's where now lastly, before I take leave of you to engage the public, that's when I asked you the earlier question. Is there any information whether there has been compensation given to farmers whose farms were destroyed, by elephants or other wildlife?
They told us during the interview we conducted with them in Tottenham that they were received by some other NGOs, calling them, taking their particulars, like details about a program that should support farmers in terms of protecting their forests. All through, they have said on many occasions, they have provided their information, they have provided details, but up to current, they have not received any compensation as per what they are to do, meaning stopping them from the protected species, killing them, because it is their own way of life or source of income as well. When you stop them, also you should have an alternative source, but according to them, they have not established, they have not seen, they have not received any incentives or compensation in that regard.
Thank you so much, Ernest Mueba, for this brilliant, report and article. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much, Matthias. We are hoping that we will be there on tomorrow because we are told that upon the conclusion of the investigation on today by the Liberia National Police, they should be forwarded to court. So once it's done today, we'll be at the court in Bopoli on tomorrow to ensuring that we follow this development to the logical conclusion.
All right, thank you. And please do follow up again with the senator so that you can get her side of the story. Since she said she was in a meeting and we had to go to press, so please get back to her.
So just to provide more clarity on that, I also sent a text message to the senator in that regard literally yesterday evening. I placed a call today, this morning, to her again to having a side of the entire story because it's grieved. According to the forest, the regional forester, he said that this is not the first time that hunters have mentioned the name of the senator in the purchasing of meat. This is not the first time. Right. It's something habitual. So it prompted me to place a call. But up to current, she has not responded. I even placed a call to her media officer. We talked about that, and he promised that hopefully today, when he gets to her, he will have some interaction and get back to me before the day comes to an end. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ernest.
Thank you, Matthias.
Right. He's Ernest Mueba there, our reporter there in Bomi County, giving us information about this elephant. By the way, for the record, Senator Boto Kane, the information have it that she has a history in meat selling. Prior to becoming senator of Bapolu County, that she has a little background in that. That's the business she used to do. And that's one of the reasons why many business people, were carried away and they said, but she's one of us. So let's elect her. But for to still be involved allegedly with these kind of transactions, maybe it suggests that the lawmakers are the lawbreakers, according to Takunje. All right, that they break the laws that they make, but when the poor man breaks the law, that person is persecuted. Let's hear from you now, members of the public. This is your show. We cannot do all the talking. Welcome to the program. This is Forest Hour on OKFM 99.5. Yes, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, 99.
You have the numbers there.
Yeah, I'll try. 99.5. And it's brought to you by the Liberia Forest Media Watch, with sponsorship from the European Union through the French Development Agency and Simempo in Finland. We are Matthias Labindi, and I'm here with my colleague Joy Madiemo. The numbers are 777
700 995 0777 700 995 0555 995 995 0555 995 995.
And we are live on the Liberia Forest Media Watch page. We are encouraging you to follow our page. Follow, like it, go there, like it. Moving forward, this is the first edition that we're streaming live on our page. And there are interesting information about the forest and other natural resources. Just go there, take off time, invite somebody to join the page as well. And let's see that before the end of this month, we want to be in 1 million. Can we do that together as a nation?
Yes,
we can do that. Let's take from this person. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Matthias Johnson.
This is not Matthias Johnson. This is Matthias Labendi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm calling from Brian Gelly.
Brian Gelly, welcome, sir. What's your name?
My name is Brian Ture.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, my brother, the elephant, if you can't stop for it, you go make a elephant. The elephant, poor not about the elephant number one. And get me elephant there. So for in next the African country different from Kenya and can see the poor are poor then what taking care of in the bush. And you're paying the poor them. And by they know they'll run after that person. And get me? You and you do your spot, you must above the area where the elephant can be at. And you understand me now go to the area one Nepal.
Okay.
And you know, before Nepal, if I say put it in, they play not about the Nepal, they say so and so.
Okay.
Give my question. After that, you get elephant, no preferable.
All right. Thank you. Let's hear from this other person. Hello.
Matthias, good afternoon, good evening.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Rufus Way calling from Maryland, United States of America.
Welcome.
Yeah, I just listened to your reporter who was reporting from Babalu and Bomi.
Yeah, from Bomi. Yeah.
And I want, so the Liberia Forestry Development, do they have any authority that people who go against the forestry law, the punishment for them?
Yeah, they have the authority. That's the reason. That's why the suspects are going to be forwarded to court. They have the authority to do that.
And how long it would take?
Well, as long as they can expedite it, it should be done promptly. Once you are arrested, in the wrong, harming the forest and harming the species, you should be punished, effective immediately.
Because the reason why I ask, because it's a lot of stuff going around the country. That's just what you say, because it's a lot of it going around the country. Because they have to do more.
Okay.
Because and secondly, cutting down our young trees.
Yeah.
It's a serious problem.
Absolutely.
Because you could drive from Port River to Bombay, you will not find no young bush on the road. You can drive from Mount Barkley to Lokatu, you will not find no young bush on the road. You can drive from Cotton Tree to Bicano, you will not find no young bush on the road. And it's so sad what people say it really heavy in, but they don't want to be talking about climate change.
Yeah. Okay, brother. Thank you so much.
I pray that the FDO work against it so we can get some improvement in our forest. So I appreciate you guys for the show and you keep it up.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's hear from this other person here. Hello. Hello. Oh no, this person should be offline. Hello. Sorry, let's move on to this other person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Babani. My name is Tony Brooks, calling from the township of Johnsonville.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for the show. Thank you for Forest Hour. Thank you for the information you people continue giving to us.
Right.
Those guys that were accused, sometimes too, I want to balance this story. Those guys are something that led them to kill that animal. Actually, they are wrong.
We agree. Animal. We agree. Something led. Yeah.
Yeah, they are totally wrong, to admit. But the elephant, sometimes or as usual, they destroy the people crops. And when they carry on the destruction of those animals, the government will come in. The government need budget when the animal carry on such an act. I mean, you pay the people, but nothing. The elephant will get destroyed. At the end of the day, those guys will carry the complaint to the government, and government, nothing at all. So I believe that one of the reasons why those guys, they carry on that act, but actually they are wrong. So the government need to see to do something. Thank you very much for the show.
All right, thanks for your contribution, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, good day, Matthias. I'm Fasu Command.
Fasu, go ahead.
Even though I'm not a wildlife specialist, but I think endangered species are some of the most invaluable assets of any you can find in any country. So hearing the disturbing news from Bapolo, I think it's something that we call on the FDA or the relevant authority to bring all those that are involved into the killing of that endangered species, the elephant, to book. And if found guilty, I think they should be prosecuted because these are our assets. We can't just go in the forest and kill them. There are laws that protect them. You go and kill them, you'll be destroying the habitat.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be destroying it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fazu. I hope that the lawyers representing the suspects will argue about the losses that the farmers to, have accrued over time. Let's hear from this person. Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Let's hear you, sir.
Matthias.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yes. So thank you very much, and thanks to your reporter. I'm Arvin Bita, senior calling from the Chickasaw Gulf.
Let's hear you, Arvin.
Yeah. Matthias, being an agriculturist, I know what it takes to make a farm. I'm not in any way trying to back the farmers, the hunters' attitude by killing the wildlife, right? But I want the FDA to be very effective because we all listen to what your reporter said. It is not the first time, not the second time, or the third time. Imagine you make your farm. Always the elephant coming to your farm to destroy your farm, and you are being reporting to FDA, and they have never come to you to see to it that there is a solution to the problem. So FDA should try to put in place a mechanism to be very effective. That farmers will not be making their farm, and then at the end of the day, their energy will be wasted. Thank you very much for your show.
Thank you, sir. Let's move on to this other person. Hello.
Mr. Otindi, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
And to your panelists, I'm David E.R.S. and I call from Benson Street.
You are now on Benson Street, David. You are now on Benson Street right now, David.
No, I'm on Benson Street at my place.
Okay, I will stop by after here.
Yeah. So stop at the shop. Yeah, so that is not a justifiable reason to kill an elephant because you live on farm, and according to you, the elephant always disturbing the farm. That is not a justifiable reason. But my take on the whole issue, I will want all of the people that were arrested to be forwarded to Central Moria to be properly investigated. And I also want the FDA to invite the senator. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like the guy. He's always brief. And that's a serious thing. If the senator is not investigated, if our reporter does not report that she's being investigated, questioned by the FDA, I mean, then it's not going to be okay. Let's hear from this person. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Lamin.
Yes, hey, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the program. Just that the issue is once the habitat of the wildlife is disturbed.
What's the name, sir?
And where are you calling from?
I'm Prince Tambayuma. I'm calling from Tyndale.
Okay, Tambayuma. Go ahead.
Yeah, so as I was saying, once the habitat is disturbed, the wildlife actually has to come out, to disturb. It's just that the other side of the argument is the farmers who needs to be protected.
Yeah.
Like what somebody said,
yeah.
Their livelihood is actually dependent on the forest. So most of the time, if you want them to be far away from the forest, you have to provide alternative livelihood support to them. But then it is a serious problem for us now. So most of the time we'll continue to experience it. The only way, except the carrying capacity of the forest is limited, in some other areas, some countries, yes. But for Liberia, no. I don't think so that the carrying capacity of the forest is limited, meaning the space of the forest is small for the wildlife. No, it is not the case. It's just that the habitat is being disturbed. Where they live, they are being intruded upon. So most of the time, we'll hear the problem. They will continue to face the problem.
They will retaliate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's hear from this person. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm Bob Mo calling from Basic Street.
Let's hear you.
Thank you for the first hour.
Let's hear you.
Let me be sincere. Those that killing the wild animal in our forest, we do not get support of it. But equally so, like the other fellow said, I think 2 years ago, the fancy upon normally called Babu, they attacked Nima people and then taking a baby away for over 2 month periods and secure human in our place. Government never one day go over the people's ills. And then they had to follow it, and then they had to get rid of the baboons for over 2.5 months. And then when we come to the elephant, the wild animal, they destroying people crop and food. They can't how to go on the farm. There's no way for them to survive.
Okay.
How can you say that the bully is lucky? They can't you there. Then you see the students, they say the bully is lucky. How can they go around it?
Okay.
They also get around, the government get around those things to have control. And even after they get to the farmer or to the citizen, I need to get up to them.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Let's talk to this last person. Hello.
Yeah, hello. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, my name is Razak Kana.
Mr. Kana, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. My attention is drawn to this identical situation. The issue is in that terrain, there's a huge deposit of elephant in that terrain that normally affect the life of the people. In the past regime, almost all of the farmers in our region cry against the elephants because I know that entire terrain. And then there was nothing being done about it. People made their farm. You know, the elephant can destroy farm. It will kind of eat the planting, eat almost everything from the farmers. And I think the farmers too are angry and getting out of patience because government is not coming, NGO is not coming in, nobody coming in. So they too must survive. So I think that is the reason for which they took the decision in which they took. And linking the senator to this matter, I don't really know. Yes, I agree that, she was doing job me business, but people can just wake up. She's not the only job me buyer in Douala to say, she instructed people to kill elephant because she won't be selling meat and so forth. I think we should be focused with the farmers, farm being destroyed, and those that kill the elephant. That should be our major focus. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. For us here at the Liberal Forest Media Watch, we are equally calling for the investigation of the senator. That's your position. You've made your point. Our point is when an investigation is being conducted, the reason why people are involved in the investigation is because when someone is being investigated, they're going to call another person's name. Then they'll go for that person and ask them the question. There's a way that the investigators will determine that this person was only caught, they were only mentioned, but they're not actually guilty. They have no part. They are not a party to this particular investigation, to this particular situation. I mean, but that does not mean that by mentioning here that she has a history in meat selling in the Douala market, that does not mean that she's still doing the business. But this is the second time, if we can remember, the second time here on the show that her name was mentioned with the issue of a dry meat issue. Let's hear you, Joy. Finally,
Matthias, I am gonna be so frustrated that if she's investigated and found guilty, I'm gonna be so frustrated.
Why?
Two, because she's a senator, for God's sake, Matthias. If these people break the law, what would the locals do?
Right.
That's one question for you. I sure it will answer that your why question. And number two, I don't even know who to blame. I don't know if I should blame the people or I should blame the FDA. If it is true that this guy has a history with the elephant, that he has been destroying his farm, and the FDA or other rangers fail to intervene, then I don't know. But again, we should be people of principles. Yeah. There are certain things that we just should not do no matter what.
No matter what.
Like you have your principles that you cannot do certain things. I have my principle that I cannot do certain things. Even if the ground opens today and hell is ready for me, I just cannot do certain things. So I think that protecting the forest should be one of their principles because this is their environment. In fact, from the very beginning, I wanted to mention that these guys knew exactly what they were doing by stepping in to kill the elephant. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
When the caller mentioned it, that was a confirmation right there. So there should be principle. What are the FDA stepping on that? And the FDA should also step in to protect the people and the animals.
Absolutely, we have to go. We the one that started this year when Julius gets in the middle of it and does it worse than we did now, and we started complaining. All right, but it's good. I mean, we let the investigation go on. The senator should also be questioned. She should, just make herself available and tell us whether she bought some of the meat and she still has some meat business going on. Because sometimes people don't just let go certain things. Julius is still singing. I heard that he sings a lot in the church. So not because he's a famous journalist, he stopped singing. So the person could be a senator still. Then they say, you know what? The meat business is a lucrative business. Let my daughter run it on the side. What do you imagine the money will still be saved? But however, let there be an impartial investigation in this matter. My name is Matthias Labindi. Join us again next Thursday for another fascinating edition of the program Forest Hour.
So we can prosper, don't spoil it.